today we got a little lesson in ankle performance. There's a lot that gets talked about when it comes to the ankles. Obviously know about mobility, we hear about ground contact time and stiffness, but what do all these things mean? What do they look like in an actual live and competitive setting? Now, I don't know about you, but mobility is kind of boring to me until I know why it's so important. And obviously we know it makes a difference in preventing injury, but it also makes a difference in acceleration. It allows you to be more versatile. Picture a situation where you're in kind of an awkward stance, and now you have to accelerate in a direction you don't expect. To do that, this knee has to be able to drift over your toes to load that ankle and that calf to push off and accelerate. If you don't have the mobility to do that, you're not gonna be able to accelerate as effectively from there because you're not able to load your ankle. So good ankle mobility will actually give you a head start in the game because it allows you to get set to load up in more scenarios and therefore take off more effectively. But what about ankle stiffness? Because ankle stiffness plays a role too. Sounds a little contradictory, but ankle stiffness is what actually propels you forward and helps you get to your top end. The stiffer your ankles are, once you find your stride, the more effectively you're going to use the ground forces to propel yourself forward. Think about it this way. If you're running full speed and your ankle's got a lot of give, that's going to take a lot of energy away from you. They got to be able to land solid and drive you forward. So you want mobile ankles for acceleration that can become stiff when you find your top end and your stride. That's how you have these two aspects that seem like they're complete opposites, but they actually both play a part in a very similar theme, and that's acceleration and top end speed. What about force absorption? We talk about it a lot, right? Well, a lot of times you redirect force. Like when you do a sharp cut, when there's not too much force, you can redirect it. Use that to change directions, and that's when you're gonna use your stiffness. What about when there's too much force? Let's say you're coming down from a big jump, or let's say you get hit hard, and you're not looking to redirect force per se, you're looking to absorb it. Well, that's where the ankle mobility comes back into play. When you land, it's gonna allow you to prolong this collision and therefore decrease the impact force. If you don't have that room to decrease the collision, guess what? The shock's gonna go to your joints, or you're actually gonna tear something in your Achilles or your calf. So you want that good ankle mobility for those extreme scenarios where you can't just redirect force, where you have to absorb all of that force and prolong that collision to minimize damage. I hope this gives you a good idea on why ankle performance is so important and why we spend so much time talking about it. And all these different aspects and buzzwords just kind of get thrown out there and what they actually mean.